Ghana Police Service under the command of Deputy Superintendent of Police Johnson Edusei, supported by Assistant Superintendent of Police Samuel Abenzio. The National Counter-Terrorism Department plays a key role in providing the needed safety and security at critical infrastructures, high-risk operations, and public space and events across the length and breadth of the country. They perform so many functions, including Eastern Enclave Joint Border Patrols with the Ghana Armed Forces and the Ghana Immigration Service. They also offer public space protection duties to ensure peace, safety, and security. And they also provide security for VVIP, both foreign and local. At this point, I'll hand you over to Major Andy Sowate to continue from here. Thank you.
It is now the turn of the Ghana National Fire Service vehicles. They have a total of 6 firefighting vehicles on display today. These include firefighting tenders, hydraulic platform, which is used in fighting fire on high-rise buildings, and a recovery truck. They are commanded by ADO-1 Nathaniel Ama, and he is assisted by ADO-1 Daniel Nyamadi. The lead vehicle is the hydraulic platform. The platform can be extended to a height of 72 meters and is capable of reaching over 24 floors. It does not carry water, but has an attached pump that can pump water at a rate of 6,000 liters per minute. It is followed by 2 PS manufactured firefighting trucks with water capacities of 13,500 liters. Closely behind them is the Volvo dual purpose tender, also with a water capacity of 13,500 liters. Lastly, we have the recovery truck used for towing and lifting vehicles off the road and in ditches. They have adopted the diamond formation. The Ghana National Ambulance Service are on parade this afternoon with 6 Mercedes-Benz ambulances drawn from various constituencies within the region. They are under the command of PAEMT Owusu Felix, who also doubles as the Deputy Regional Administrator. The first ambulance is commanded by PAEMT Lord Nate. The second vehicle is commanded by Advanced EMT Goda Sam and is driven by EMT Osei Bonsu Isaac. The next ambulance is commanded by PEMT Michael Ofosu and is driven by EMT Joshua Tete. The ambulance following closely is commanded by EMT Eric Opoku and it is driven by EMT Evans Tete Odei. The next ambulance is commanded by Advanced EMT Anturi Ali Matu and is driven by EMT Samuel Sapong. The last vehicle is commanded by Advanced EMT Ajono Jones and driven by SI EMT Adrolu Kennedy.
Creation of the One District, One Factory initiative by President Akufo-Addo is encouraging several companies to grow in the automobile industry. On display, Kantanka, Volkswagen, Nissan, Rana Motors, and many others, bringing glory to our country in the automobile industry. All these cars you're seeing are made in Ghana cars. Courtesy Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. These are Kia saloon vehicles as well as SUVs by Rana Motors, all assembled in Ghana. These are all initiatives under the One District, One Factory initiative. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic. This is unprecedented in the history of our republic, and the people of the Eastern region are very proud of you. Ghana is proud of you. These are Volkswagen vehicles, VW, Nissan SUVs, Nissan Patrols, Hyundai trucks, Nissan Toyota pickups, Zonda trucks, all assembled in the Republic of Ghana, all in the name of this great initiative of One District, One Factory. This is Akufo-Addo's creation. Approaching the presidential days is a Zonda truck, a 22 cubic Zonda truck, all made in Ghana. We also want to acknowledge the President of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, and his delegation to Ghana. The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana and the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Also to our proud mothers in the house, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Rebecca Akufo-Addo, and the Second Lady, Hajia Samira Bawumia. The Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Honorable Akosua Frema Osei Opare, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, and her spouse, thank you all for coming.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, shortly we shall see the various contingents forming the message for this year's Independence Anniversary celebration, which is GH, Peaceful Elections, meaning Ghana, Peaceful Elections. This message is from the security services to all Ghanaians.
Ray! Ray! Shit! Shout! Yay! Ups! Ray! By the right! Quick! March!
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing now is the contingent on parade forming the message, Ghana, Peaceful Elections. And it is a message from the security services to all Ghanaians. If you are fortunate enough to find yourself at an elevated location, you better appreciate the message currently on display. The various appointments, together with the color party, are now marching back on parade. Once they take up their positions, the parade commander will reform the parade and then they will advance in review order.
Form in advance in review order. By the center. Quick march.
Shall we please rise for the national salute?
Right! National salute. Present. Up.
That was the 21-gun salute by personnel of the 66th Artillery Regiment and fly past by the Mi-17 helicopters and K-8 fighter jets of the Ghana Air Force. The pilots on board the K-8 fighter jets are Wing Commander Atu Mills and squadron leaders Benjamin Apau, Reginald Kenny, Ebenezer Frimpong, George Foley, and Prince Chebafo. We may please be seated. They are supported by squadron leaders Rose Amenyoha, Amina Tahiru, Ayeboafo Brefo, and Flight Lieutenant Holali Le and Isaac Antiame, and leading aircraftsmen Opari Kingsley and Asamoah Priscilla, the forward air control team. Conducting aerial patrols is the Z9 of the Ghana Air Force, and it is captained by Squadron Leader Godwin Buta.
Mr. President, may I have your permission to stand the parade at ease for your anniversary address? Mr. President.
The parade commander has just asked for permission to stand the parade at ease for the special guest remarks and the anniversary speech by the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. The members of the helicopter crews are Wing Commander Charles Dao and Wing Commander Benjamin Ochre, with squadron leaders Emmanuel Abuaje Menye, Akwesi Boache, Kwabna Anan, Courage Fianco, Ifia Amponsan, and squadron leader Abdul Nasser Salia. The flight engineers are squadron leader Maxwell Mensah and warrant officer class 1 Richard Mensah, with vice sergeants Boachi Evans, Sirichi Karafara, Atisu Charles, Kina Stephen, Ajeman JC, and sergeants Tebi Kenneth and Omani AJ Alfred. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I respectfully invite the special guest of honor, the President of La Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, to deliver his remarks.
Your Excellency, President Nana Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, First Lady, Vice President and Madam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Well, before anything, I'd like to say what a beautiful celebration. Bravo to all the Ghanaian people. President Nana, thank you for inviting me as a guest of honor to celebrate the 67th anniversary of independence of your great and beautiful country. On this special occasion, very solemn occasion, I bring greetings and congratulations from the people of Côte d'Ivoire, who are your brothers and sisters. I must say that it's a great pleasure for me to be here today with you and the great people of Ghana to experience once more the legendary hospitality of Ghana. Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire are bound not only by geography, but also by history, friendship, and culture. It's a great joy. It's a great joy for me to stand here, my dear friend, my brother Nana, to celebrate Ghana and the citizens of this beautiful and wonderful country, who since 1957 have shown the way to independence, dignity, and pride. Congratulations for the parade. It was indeed beautiful and outstanding. Excellency, dear Nana, my dear friend and brother, I'd like to use this opportunity to commend you for the leadership and the many achievements in Ghana, despite the adverse challenges at the global level with COVID, the war on Ukraine, and obviously in Gaza and Palestine. I would like to thank you for your commitment to regional economic integration as shown during your tenure as President of ECOWAS. Yes, you did an exceptional job, an outstanding job, and as the other head of state, no, I did not want you to leave. I thought you should continue for many, many years. I also want to thank Ghana for your contribution to the success of the 34th AFCON, which took place in Côte d'Ivoire from January 13 to February 11 of this year. Yesterday, the match between ASEC Mimosa and Asante Kotoko was another celebration of the friendship and solidarity between Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. But obviously, since Côte d'Ivoire is the champion of AFCON, ASEC was the winner of the championship, but we remain friends. Congratulations to the two teams. Thank you very much again for your invitation, my dear friend. Happy Independence Day to you, to all the people, the brotherly people of Ghana. Thank you again.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we shall now have a drum appellation by students of Ghana Senior High School to make way for the anniversary speech by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. The appellation is done to usher very important personalities to rise and address their people.
Now why yo? Obidumpie say. Yami show. What and your young check as you say. I'm Katachie. I'm Primpo. Don't hear Nana. Abudani. Play us to say, walk as a chairman. She awe tikoti se obi anim wadama ahubrasie mu soye na titata adenne ho kasa na you. Ungode. Nachimyo. Yet Kumasi.
A round of applause for the students. And the drama was Emmanuel Pachi in Cancer. Narrators were Mary Nyadevo and Dorothy Ousua, all of Ghana Senior High School. Yes, he is the one. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana, the royal son of the son of the Astona clan of Ghana, the grandson of Achim that drinks from River Brim, the royal son of an Achim man that creates a settlement and develops it from generation to generation, a great warrior that Ghana rests on your shoulders. You have advertised Ghana to the whole world by making it very attractive. Nana, you have come to your royal home, Eastern region. You are mostly welcome. Yes, that is he. He is the one. Ghana's president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the man of wisdom. You promise and you deliver. You promise Ghanaians that you will make all senior high and technical vocational schools in Ghana free. You said it and you have done it. Just for the love you have for the ordinary Ghanaian. Because of your free SHS technical and vocational education, all Ghanaian children attend school free, no matter where you are and where you come from. Good father, Nana Addo, the father of the orphans, you have made going to school very easy and attractive. Ghanaian students salute you. All parents say thank you. It is an uncultivated land that is called deep forest. Your Excellency, the people in the Eastern region are so amazed for you hosting the Independence Day anniversary in the region. The 11 paramounts, their chiefs, and queen mothers in the region are most grateful for this honor. Mr. President, Dokue's grandson, Your Excellency, it is time for you to deliver your inspiring message to the people of Ghana. We humbly request that you take your majestical walk to the dais and speak. Speak to your people. Thank you.
Eminent clergy, Christian and Muslim, the President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, our special guest, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, First Lady, Vice President and Second Lady, Madam Chief Justice and spouse, the representative of the Chairperson and other members of the Council of State, Chief of Staff of the Office of the President and officials of the Presidency, Eastern Regional Minister, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives, leaders of political parties, the Chief of Defense Staff, and Service Chiefs of the Ghana Armed Forces, the Inspector General of Police, heads of other security services, men and women of all the security services, President and members of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs, Omahene of the New Drabin Traditional Area and other traditional rulers, the Dean and members of the Diplomatic Corps, students, residents of Koforidua, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Ghanaians, let me start by welcoming our special guest of honor, the redoubtable president of our western neighbor, the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, to the formal celebrations of the 67th anniversary of Ghana's independence. I thank the children from across the country for their excellent march. I thank the cultural troops from across the country on their magnificent display, which has showcased some of the best of Ghanaian culture. I thank the officers, men and women of the Ghana Armed Forces, the police service, and the other security services for their display of order, pomp, and ceremony. And I thank them all for their willingness to put their lives on the line to secure the safety of our nation, the peace of our society, and the sanctity of our property. I'm sure it is not too late to extend warm congratulations to you, Monsieur le Président, and your country on staging a most successful AFCON and the dramatic exploits of your national team that ended in your winning the continental competition and being crowned African football champions. Our sixth victory over Kotoko is in the same direction. Congratulations to you, to Côte d'Ivoire, and to the elephants. As we all can see, this year has begun with the victory of the elephants. I'm afraid that over here in Ghana, this is a competition we must rather not remember or even talk about. But Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire are good neighbors, and we cannot begrudge your excellent performance and learn from the many lessons that AFCON 2023 has to teach. Welcome to Ghana, Monsieur le Président, and thank you very much for honoring our invitation and joining us for our independence anniversary celebrations. Ghana is your home. The relationship between our countries is as it should be, for we share a common boundary, a common history, and a common culture, including common languages, and as we would both say, Akwaba. We're greatly honored by your presence, and we pay homage to your distinguished leadership, preeminent in the annals of contemporary Africa, which has brought your country back from the chaos of a painful civil war and its aftermath, back to the stability and prosperity that have been traditionally associated with Côte d'Ivoire. The strong bonds of friendship and cooperation that have existed during our respective 10 years of office are evidenced by two key developments. First is the agreement for strategic partnership that was entered into by President Ouattara and I on 17th October 2017 during my first year at the presidency, which has paid off, especially in the cocoa sector, by enabling our two countries to coordinate our policies over cocoa, of which we are the world's biggest producers, accounting jointly for some 65% of global output. This has been of considerable benefit to our respective farmers, who have received the highest price per bag of cocoa in our respective histories. The other is the mature manner in which the maritime border dispute between our two countries was settled by the Maritime Court in Hamburg. The elevated stance of statesmanship shown by President Ouattara ensured that its result in Ghana's favor was peacefully accommodated by Côte d'Ivoire. Mr. President, we thank you very much. My dear compatriots, fellow Ghanaians, the theme chosen for this year's Independence Day celebrations is our democracy, our pride. And I welcome all of you to Koforidua, the capital of the Eastern region, which is hosting the celebrations this year. The decision to rotate the scene of the national celebrations around the country, instead of staging them only in Accra, the nation's capital, has certainly turned out to be a welcome nation-building exercise that helps us to focus attention on a different region every year, and at the same time rallies the nation together in that region. Our host this year, the Eastern region, was very much at the center of the independence struggle of our country. It is home to 3 members of the Big Six of the United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC of blessed memory. The acknowledged founders of our nation, Joseph Boachi Dankwa, Edward Akufo-Addo, and William Ofori-Atta. Their love of politics, who seem to have continued into succeeding generations, with the son of one of them being the current president of our country. The other members of the Big Six were Emmanuel Obeche-Bilanti, Ebenezer Akwaje, and Kwame Nkrumah, who together with George Alfred Parr-Grant, R.S. Blay, Kwabena Kessy, Francis Awono Williams, Ni Kwabena Boni, Boycott Hene, and others were the successors of the early generation of nationalists, such as the members of the Aborigines Rights Protection Society. Their membership included Jacob Say, George Moore, Joseph Casely Hayflett, John Mensah Saba, W.E.G. Kwabena Sechi, J.W. de Graaf Johnson, J.P. Brown, and others, who protected our lands from the grasp of the greedy imperialists and who initiated the first phase of our struggle for national independence. On such a day, we must also remember the contribution of Yas Santoa, Thomas Hutton Mills, James Kwejie Agre, Sergeant Ajete, Corporal Atipo, Private Odate Lamte, V.B. Annan, Jimmy Quistas, Mabel Dove, Akwa Shoshoso, Dede Ashikinshan, Komla Agbeli Bedema, Kojo Botsio, Kofi Bakon, Krobo Eduse, Nancy Chibo, Mumuni Bawumia, S.D. Dombo, Kofi Abrefa Busia, Joe Apia, Victor Owusu, R.R. Ramponsa, Bafo Seya Koto, Modesto Apalu, S.G. Anto, Yakubu Tali, and Ephraim Amu, to the liberation of our country and to the birth of our democracy. The work of all these great patriots culminated in the immemorial words of our nation's first leader, Kwame Nkrumah, when he stated on the eve of 6 March 1957 that at long last the battle has ended. Ghana, your beloved country, is free, free forever. Today, the Eastern region is of course not the geographic east of Ghana, but it retains a nomenclature from the colonial days when it was the eastern border of what was the Gold Coast colony. The region is the most heterogeneous in our country and a microcosm of Ghana, and home to the most diverse of peoples. Over the centuries, the region has attracted citizens from all parts of the country and beyond, who come to work and find a welcome and lasting home. The attraction is obviously the abundant mineral resources and the rich and fertile soils. It is, after all, only a few kilometers from here that the first cocoa farm in the country was planted in 1895, some 129 years ago. And from there, the planting of cocoa spread to other parts of the country and became our leading cash crop. Indeed, Tetekwashi, an indigene of Mamponga Kwapim, here in the eastern region, brought back in the late 19th century the cocoa pod from Fernando Po, now Bioko in Equatorial Guinea, an act which led him and others to establish our nation's first commercial cocoa farms here in the eastern region. It is noteworthy that the hills and mountains of the region and the relatively cooler weather made it attractive to the European colonialists and missionaries whose footprints remain around the region. It is not surprising, therefore, that the region is home to many educational institutions, including the first middle school and first training college in the country, both in Akropong. The old and beautiful stone churches along the scenic mountain road of the Akwapim Hills remain an attraction. It must surely be as a result of Akwapim tree being the first Ghanaian language to have been written that the culture and mannerisms of the people became adopted in the formal recognition and rendition of Ghanaian culture. When we say it is a part of Ghanaian culture to be respectful in conversations, I dare say the source must be the legendary Akwapim insistence that even an insult must be preceded with a please. They remain the repository of the rules of proper behavior. It is here in the eastern region that we find the beautiful and intricate beadworks that are defining features of Ghanaian jewelry. The Krobos are the masters of the ancient art and have modernized it to make beads attractive not only to the old, but also to the present generation as well. The eastern region is also the home of the Kwaus, Ghana's unquestioned leading entrepreneurs, and an example to all of us of what private enterprise can achieve. It is furthermore the home of the Achims, the single biggest ethnic group in the region, who founded one of the most ancient states of Ghana's history, with an unbroken record of chiefly government dating from the 14th century till today. It is home too of the Akwamus, whose renowned military exploits extended to freeing Christiansborg Castle from the control of the Danish. I've mentioned specific groups that make up the eastern region, but as I stated earlier, it is a region where the whole of Ghana merges into a melting pot and lives in harmony, and different groups feed on the strength of each other for the good of the whole. This is the same scenario that is played on the national scene, where different people have come together to form the Ghanaian nation and a national identity for the past 67 years. Fellow Ghanaians, we have good reason to choose as our theme and to celebrate our democracy, our pride, at this 67th anniversary of our independence. We are a democratic nation, and not every country can make such a claim. It is important to note that the democratic system of government we have today was not given to us at independence. More than 100 years of British rule have not prepared us in any way for democracy. There is nothing democratic about colonial rule. And whatever we have today, we have worked out for ourselves. All the defining elements of a democracy that are part of our governance architecture today, we have had to fabricate ourselves. Everything we know about elections today, and we know quite a bit, we have learned through hard practice, and in the past 31 years, we have been stable. We've not got a perfect system, but every time we've had elections during this Fourth Republic, it has been an improvement on the previous occasion. We have still a lot more to learn, especially when it comes to the tolerance of opposing views. But we also know that we dare not relax, as there are many examples of countries that have disintegrated into chaos as a result of disputed elections. We know that technology is a useful tool that we must embrace to make the electoral process more transparent. But we are very much aware that technology also now makes it possible and easier for the deliberate manipulation and propagation of falsehood to influence public opinion. When it comes to free speech and a vigorous media as indicators of a working democracy, I believe we can say we are doing well. There's no danger of dissenting voices not being heard on any subject, even though we have still more work to do on elevating the quality of our public discourse. We take our disputes to the courts for adjudication and resolution, and the judicial system operates within agreed and acceptable rules. When we look around our neighborhood, we might be tempted to think that our work is done. But we Ghanaians have never been known to settle for mediocrity. We aim for the best in every field. We should compare ourselves with the best that there is and not settle for anything less. For as long as there is poverty and injustice anywhere in Ghana, our work is not done. On a day like this, we should pay homage, of course, as I have done to our forebears and the elders who fought for independence, and worked through the years to establish all that we have to be proud of today. But our attitude should always be that there are better days ahead, and work towards that, instead of yearning for some bygone good old days. The greatest challenge remains the provision of good quality education to all of Ghana's children and young people. We have a lot to be proud of, but we have more work to do. I'm happy that through the implementation of the free senior high school policy, we're removing financial barriers to education, unlocking the potential of thousands of young Ghanaians, and laying the foundation for a brighter future for our country. This year, we have seen the highest ever enrollment of first-year students into senior high school in our nation's history. That is the figure of 503,000 students, a clear indication of the widespread embrace of the free senior high school policy. We should be able to offer every Ghanaian child the best education there can be. And having completed high school, our children should be equipped with skills that make them prepared to face the modern world. Our schools must prepare our children to be comfortable with science and technology, engineering and mathematics, and ready to compete in the modern economy. Fellow Ghanaians, there's more to preparing a child to face the world than what can be taught in a classroom. And there's certainly more to molding a Ghanaian child than what our hard-working teachers do every day. too many parents have relinquished the entire responsibility of bringing up children to what happens in schools. I do not refer only to our music, dance, food, language, and fashion that form the basis of our cultural identity. I refer to the values that set us apart as Ghanaians. If we are to take pride in being Ghanaian, there should be a consensus on the values we hold dear, and we should transmit them to every generation. Fellow Ghanaians, I know that we have gone through difficult economic circumstances, but it is clear that we have overcome the worst, and we are looking forward to better times. I wish to make reference in particular to two projects coming on stream that should make a great difference to the economic fortunes of our country. I refer to the successful selection of strategic partners that will work with the Ghana Integrated Aluminum Development Corporation, GIADEC, to build a new alumina refinery and develop mines at Nyinahini in Pasaso as 3 or 4 projects being executed under the Integrated Aluminum Industry IAI projects. I witnessed the signing of 2 agreements in Accra recently. Firstly, between GIADEC, a wholly owned public entity, and Rockshore International, a wholly owned Ghanaian private company, selected after a rigorous process as a strategic partner to develop a mine at Nyinahini in Pasaso. And secondly, between GIADEC and Miscellaneous SA, a leading global industrial and energy company, which entails the development of a second mine at Nyinahini in Pasaso and the establishment of an aluminum refinery. We are finally coming to the end of decades of exporting raw bauxite from the country. We shall now refine bauxite mined in Ghana to produce alumina that will feed the Valco smelter and the downstream aluminum industry, which is going to have a dramatic impact on Ghanaian industrialization, where we produce parts for motor vehicles, aircrafts, roofing sheets, and household utensils. It has taken a long time for us to get to this stage. We've taken the trouble to make sure that we get it right. As an indigene, it is my hope that once litigation over the Atewa forest range in Chebi is settled, we will be able to develop also the Chebi bauxite mine and refinery that will help deliver employment and high-paying jobs for our people, and also ensure integration and value addition across the bauxite aluminum value chain. The other major project that is coming on stream, which is bound to make a dramatic change to the economy, is the Adar Songor Salt Project, being spearheaded by Electrochem Salt Mine Limited, led by the dynamic Ghanaian entrepreneur, Mr. Dan McCaukley, aka McDan. After many years of disputes which prevented the exploitation of salt at the site, work has finally started, and salt will be mined on a large commercial scale. With its initial ability to produce some 650,000 metric tons of salt per annum, and expanding its productive capacity to 1 million metric tons this year, and to 2 million metric tons by 2027, at 99.9% purity, the Electrical Salt Mine will be the biggest salt-producing facility in the whole of Africa. These are figures that should spell a significant change in the economy and cheer us up. I am optimistic that together with other initiatives of this government, we are on the verge of a breakthrough in our economic fortunes. I must mention another important ingredient in the democratic structure which is needed for prosperity, which is the rule of law. Businesses can only prosper in an atmosphere that guarantees the rule of law. My compatriots, fellow Ghanaians, the rule of law is not an alien concept. It is not something that can be applied selectively. For it to be effective and have a positive influence, it must be applicable to all aspects of our lives and to all of us, on the streets, in offices and workplaces, to junior officials and chief executives, to traditional leaders and members of parliament, to famous artists, sportsmen and footballers, and yes, to the president too. We cannot hope for economic prosperity without adhering to the rule of law. There are few amongst us who equate the freedom that was proclaimed at the arrival of independence with the freedom to ignore the rules and regulations that should guide our lives. Aspirations for prosperity go hand in hand with the discipline necessary for the rule of law. Fellow Ghanaians, on the day we celebrate our nationhood, we cannot and should not leave out a reference to the physical state of the land that constitutes Ghana. We cannot claim to love Ghana when we treat with such disdain and total careless abandon the forests, the rivers, the vegetation, the creatures, and the soils that make up Ghana. The Almighty has been kind and generous to us, and our beautiful land deserves to be treated with tender, loving care. Unless we change how we treat the land, future generations will not recognize the Ghana they read about in the land we bequeath to them. I stay firm in my conviction that extracting the minerals we have been blessed with should not lead to the destruction of the forests and rivers. We should all dedicate ourselves anew to taking care of Ghana. I must at this stage reaffirm government's continued commitment to providing the support for victims of the recent extensive flooding in downstream communities in the Greater Accra, Eastern and Volta regions, caused by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam last year. A necessary action which was taken to maintain the dam's structural integrity. As set out in the 2024 budget, government has set aside 220 million cedis, of which 80 million cedis has already been released by the Ministry of Finance to support the ongoing rehabilitation efforts for the affected communities. Government will stop at nothing to restore normalcy to the lives and livelihoods of all affected persons. Fellow Ghanaians, on Friday, 8th March, the 13th African Games will be officially opened in Accra, and we shall be playing host to 53 African nations that will participate in the Games. We've gone to a lot of trouble and expense to be able to stage the Games, and we are expecting them to be successful. I'm looking at our guest of honor, President Alassane Ouattara, and I wonder if I should draw some parallels. He has also just staged the AFCON 2023, which was postponed to 2024, instead of the scheduled 2023. The Games here too should have been held in 2023, but were postponed to 2024. Football attempts to attract more attention, and therefore the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire dominated the headlines for the 1 month it took place. The Ivorian national team, their elephants, defied all odds and won the competition. I am not promising a Ghana clean sweep of track and field. That would be a miracle. But I'm promising a happy and exciting month for all our visitors. We in Ghana know how to set the lead. We did it in 1957 when we were the first African nation in sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence from colonial bondage. We have got out the first with doubtful boasts, but we have always managed to get out of difficult situations with amazing grace. We owe it to ourselves and to the rest of Africa to be that shining black star. We owe it to ourselves and to the rest of Africa to continue to have a democracy of which we can be proud. And we owe it to ourselves and to the rest of Africa to be a prosperous nation. And we are getting there, and we shall get there. Happy 67th Day Independence Day celebration to all of us. And may God bless all of us in our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
That was the 67th Independence Anniversary Address by the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Thank you, Mr. President. The Parade Commander will shortly invite the Forces Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel, to lead the contingent to give 3 hearty cheers to the President of the Republic of Ghana and a powerful yell for Mother Ghana.
Forces Sergeant Major, to the front.
Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel was born to Mr. Ado Kwesi Efriye and Madam Janet Ofosu here in the Eastern region. He attended in Kwanta Secondary School in the Oti region for his O-level certificate. He holds Bachelor of Science and Master of Arts degrees from the University of Professional Studies. Chief Warrant Officer Ado has attended all requisite career courses commensurate with his rank. He also holds a diploma in American language course from the Defense Language Institute in San Antonio, Texas.
The parade will remove headdress. Remove!
The review officer, the president, and the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufu Addo. Chabai! Hey! Chabai! Hey! Cha 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 cha! Hey! Hey! Osa 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 osa! Yay! Yay! Osa 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 osa! Yay! Yay! Ghana yay! Ghana yay kuliwo! Yay kuliwo! Ose!
Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel is also a graduate of Class 68 of the United States Army Non-Commissioned Leadership Center of Excellence Sergeant Major's course, where he was inducted into the International Students Hall of Fame.
Mr. President, may I have your permission to follow, Mr. President? Yes, Mr. President.
He has been awarded with Long Service and Good Conduct Medal and several peacekeeping medals for his service in Sierra Leone, Lebanon, Liberia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. He is married to Senior Chief Officer Joyce Ado of the Ghana Prison Service, and they have been blessed with 3 daughters, Gifty, Grace, and Gloria. The parade commander will now ask permission to march off the colors and the rest of the parade.
Parade! Shout! Hey! Arms! Mr. President, break over. May I have your permission to march off the colors and the remainder of the parade, Mr. President?
May I respectfully remind us all to pay the appropriate compliments as the colors march off. All in uniform are reminded to salute.
So, march off the colors. Parade! Present! Arms! By the center! Quick! March! Take direction right! Right! Forward!
We may please be seated. Shall we please rise once again for the national salute?
Hey! National salute. Present. Arms.
we may please be seated.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen,
Raid! Oh, day!
it is now time to follow our departure formalities.
Raid! Raid!
The first to take leave of us will be the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, together with a special guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, escorting the President's vehicle is the Police Mounted Squadron. Established in 1940 with an initial complement of 7 horses, the Police Mounted Squadron's primary role was to provide ceremonial escort for the governor while also engaging in patrols. Presently, under the leadership of Superintendent Mary Claire Agamba, the squadron oversees 24 horses, including 6 young ones. Superintendent Mary Agamba is riding the horse Chief Inspector Dampari, named in recognition of the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufo Dampari, who played a pivotal role in instituting horse riding patrols and other reforms. Superintendent Mary Claire Agamba holds the distinction of being the first female officer to head the Police Mounted Squadron. With a diverse background within the service, she currently serves as the National Operations Headquarters for the Ghana Police Service in Accra. She is supported by the Regimental Sergeant Major Samuel Ajayi Okori, who is riding the horse Togwisire.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is important we acknowledge the support of various institutions helping us to mark the 67th Independence Anniversary celebrations. From Nestle Ghana Limited to Ghana Link, to all our media stations, the national broadcaster GTV, and all other
Education and to all education workers. Aiko.
Next to depart is the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and Second Lady Hajia Baumia. Of Koforidia and the Eastern region, we say thank you for making this a very successful anniversary celebrations. Bidding farewell to your son, the President of the Republic of Ghana, as he celebrates his last independence anniversary celebrations as President of the Republic of Ghana. Planning committee members, chaired by Honorable Lord Oblite Komi, we say thank you. Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Stephen Intim, thank you for coming. The General Secretary of our party, the New Patriotic Party, Justin Fripong Kodria, thank you for coming.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I've been your master of ceremony, and I'm Major Aniswati from the Ghana Armed Forces. Together with me for today's parade has been Madam Cassandra Chum Ampofo and Assistant Superintendent of Police Richmond Mensah from the Ghana Education Service and Ghana Police Service respectively. And with us has been Mr. Jefferson Saki from the Office of the President.
And it has been an absolute pleasure coming your way. Until we meet again next year, we wish you all traveling mercies.
Next to depart is Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Arabasaki Tokono, the Chief Justice of our Republic, and her spouse. Thank you to all the Supreme Court judges who accompanied the Chief Justice to this all-important program.
All school contingents are once again reminded to move straight to the cultural center, Florida Cultural Center, right now.
Chief Justice, thank you for making this program a success with your presence. The Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Honorable Akosia Frema Osei Opare, Minister, Honorable Shelley Ayokobodri, Regional House of Chiefs for gracing this important occasion with your presence and hosting it beautifully. Next to depart, the Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, the Chief of Staff departs, our Ministers of State and our revered traditional rulers will also depart. Chief of Staff, thank you for coming.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
the majority leader is next to depart, together with the Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Interior Minister, and our other VVIPs. We want to say a very big thank you majority leader is about to depart. Foreign Minister, the beautiful Shelley. Thank you very much, Honorable Foreign Minister.
Take over.
God willing, the next Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Inshallah. Honorable Majority Leader, the Alexander Afenyomakins. General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Kobia, is about to depart.
That's all.
Good afternoon. Stepping Independence University praise over. May I have your permission? Carry on. Rain! Up!
The new energy. We want to say a very big thank you to all our traditional rulers The 11 paramountcies are about to depart, led by Nene Sekite II, President of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs. The local organizing committee for the 67th Independence Anniversary celebration, we say Ayiko to all of you. Next to depart are traditional leaders. Our service commanders are about to take leave of us. Our traditional rulers.
Hey! Woo! Left the right street! Left the right! Right!
To all our journalists who have covered this anniversary so beautifully, we say a big thank you. To members of the diplomatic corps who traveled all the way from Accra to Koforidua, we say thank you.
Come on.